Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to day 8 of the Hair Growth Revolution. Can you believe that we've been here every single day for almost 9 days actually. So yeah, this is amazing. So if you're joining, let us know where you're from. This is day 8 of the Hair Growth Revolution. Where are you from? What are your names? If you've been here from the beginning, let me know. Hello, hello. Where are we from? What are our names? If you've been here from the beginning, let me know. Hello, my people. Hey, Vanessa. Hello, Gillian from Trinidad. So if you're wondering why I'm looking in so many different directions, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube, okay? Hey, JBMB. Hey, Siobhan from New York. Vanessa's from Mozambique. Wow. Ella's been here from the beginning. Thank you, Ella. Casey from Miami. Hello. Olen's watching from the US. Hey, Flo Rider. I love that. Okay, let me just put my pinned comment. Hey, Janet and hubby, love from Paris. You're getting a shout out as well, Shola.
Really?
Yeah, that was on YouTube.
Aww.
She said, hello, Janet and hubby from love from Paris.
Hi, guys.
Shola's in the background. Hope you can hear him. Hey,
I'll probably jump on the last day. I was on the first day. I'll probably on the last day again.
Jaslyn's from Texas. Hey, Jaslyn. Hey, Alan from London. Oh, girl, here from day one. Love that. Thank you so much for supporting. Hey, Miriam from Cali.
London, girl.
Hello, Davia from London. Anna from South London. Am I ready taking questions? So the way we're going to do this live is I'm going to give you a few updates concerning Amira Naturals, and then we're going to go straight into Q&A. So a bit of an update. Because of the stock situation, we are going to have to end the sale tomorrow, okay? So you've heard it here first. You have, I think, less than 24 hours now. So if you still are trying to purchase us on Sunday morning and you enter that code REVO25, good luck. So yeah, word of warning, the sale is ending in less than 24 hours, okay? So as I said before, this is going to be the most discounted, okay, the most discounted you will ever see us at Minera in the year. We are not going to have a sale this big at all until next year. So if you want to wait until next year, by all means. But if you want this big discount, it's now, okay? So yeah. So anything else I should be remembering, moderator, or am I good to go? Okay, because I've been talking for 7 days straight. Now the time is for you guys to ask me all your questions. So we're going to give it how many minutes?
Let's see, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, so by 8:36 our time, we're going to be done. So please leave your comments. Nueza says she can hear him. Love from Charlotte, NC, Ria Bloom. Anne-Marie's from Canada. She's been here from the first day. Thank you. Miriam said, are we having a Black Friday sale? So yes, we will be having a Black Friday sale, but it's not going to be as heavily discounted as this early bird. You know, there's a blessing in being early. So I'll say that. And Never Sales is from New York.
So someone said they tried to use a discount code. It said invalid. That's because there is an O rather than REVO.
Yeah. So for those who may be having any issues with the discount code, it is still working. You need to use the letters REVO for Oscar 25. Okay, that's RE Romeo Echo Victor Oscar 25. Wow, my phonetic alphabet is shocking. So. Hello, Bali from South Africa. Oh, we got Nsima from Nigeria. So please ask your questions. It's made from Australia. Oh, hey, Sharon from work. I hope you're not going to get in trouble. Someone says, how do we safely trim our own hair? So you can trim your hair by yourself, but it will take a bit of practice. But if you're not comfortable, I would recommend you go to a stylist. But the way in which I personally trim my hair is I pretty much gather my hair to one central point, especially like at the front, and I will just trim off the dead ends. And I will do that at different regions of my head. So I'll gather all my hair at the front and trim it. And then I'll grab the top half at the very top and then trim. And it also depends on the length of your hair. So if your hair is a lot shorter, you don't obviously need to gather at the front. You can just gather it to a point in which you can see personally. But I find gathering at the front makes it easier so that you can just trim. And then at the top, and then trim.
Sounds hello from Barbados.
Ooh,
we were there.
We were in Barbados on our baby moon.
Yeah.
2020. 23, last year, January, we were in Barbados. We love your country. Grace, connected from South Africa, excited to learn. I'm excited for you too. Okay, I've got Flo Rider question. Hi, I started my natural hair journey a year ago. What is the best way to determine your porosity? And would you say mini twists or mini braids are the best protective style? So, congratulations on joining, the natural hair gang. I think the best way to determine your porosity is do the float test. So that means taking a few strands of hair from different regions of your head and putting it in a glass of room temperature water for about 2 to 5 minutes. If it floats, it's most likely going to be low. If it sinks, it's most likely going to be high porosity, okay? But if you find, you're not too sure about those results, another way is to just see how long it takes for your hair to get fully saturated in water. If it takes your hair a long time to get saturated in water, and I mean like a good 40 seconds or a minute for your hair to fully absorb the water, like when you're in the shower during wash day, then you're most likely low porosity. But if your hair, as soon as water touches it, it's wet, it's more likely high porosity. Another way is to do I think they call it the slip and slide test, where you take a strand of hair, pluck it from your head, hopefully you have some, and then flip it around, and then slide your finger down it. If it feels very bumpy, you're more likely to be high porosity. So I find either of those three, the ones that provide the best results. But if you want more information, as I always say, go to the masterclass, because I have so many different ways in which you can actually test your porosity, and also some cool videos that can help your learning as well. So that's porosity. So the best protective styles are the ones that you will be consistent with, if I'm honest. So I don't think there's one best protective style. It just depends on the one that is more likely going to fit your lifestyle. I think mini twists are great because, again, it's quite frankly, low manipulation. It's really good. However, you still want to be very careful with how you do them. You don't want to make them too small that sometimes, do you know when the twists are so small that they can almost form like dreadlock-like things? You want to avoid that. So you want to make sure that they're a decent size, and then you maintain them regularly. And if you are going to do a regular protective style with added hair, I always recommend that if you're doing added hair, make sure you are doing as large sections as possible. Is it ratio? If you're trying to like compare, like if you're using a large section, use the correct amount of added hair. Like, don't use too much added hair to a very small section. I hope that makes sense. So you don't want to be using very small parts and then lots of added hair, because all that's going to do is put tension on the scalp, tension on the hair follicles, and cause your hair to fall out. So I hope that helps you. So Olen Valia says, I'm really grateful with all the information you had in your book. I'm so grateful. I'd like to know if there's anything you do in the days between wash days. So it depends on what's happening. So guys, clap for me, please. Can I see some clap emojis? Because I finally got to wash my hair. I don't know if you know this, but my hair is actually shining, because what I had for the past few days, because of the way life has been so chaotic with inventory and all that stuff, was diabolical. So I finally got to wash my hair, and I have my hair in, I think, like 6 braids. My hair is literally still wet. I literally washed it just a few hours ago, so it's still wet. And then I think someone did ask about how to style their hair when you have like your Snoop Dogg braids. I typically leave a few strands of hair. I haven't really styled correctly. I've just kind of like rushed, but I will leave some hair at the front, and I would probably do a better job of making sure that it's more defined. So I would add a bit more gel. But I didn't really add much because I was just trying to get out the shower as quickly as possible. But this is typically how I style my hair. And as you can see, I get a lot of shrinkage, like crazy amounts of shrinkage. But yeah, I typically style my hair like this. So what do I do in between wash days? So what if I'm doing a braid out on wet hair? All I really do is apply a little bit of oil about every 3-ish days. If I really feel like maybe I didn't put enough leave-in conditioner during the wash day process, then I could spritz some water on my hair a little bit, apply. Some leave-in and apply a little bit of oil. And then to maintain my hair in a stretched fashion, I will then just put my hair in maybe 4 Bantu knots, thereabouts. And that's pretty much all I do. But I don't find I need to do that very often. Typically, if I apply enough leave-in and oil on wash day, then I'm good to just apply a little bit of oil every 3 to 4 days. And that's pretty much it. And if I have any issues with my hairline, then I will definitely use follicle fuel on my areas of concern. So my areas of concern used to be my crown area, specifically after giving birth and doing certain protective styles that weren't very protective. So yeah, that's that. So next question, maybe you can help me.
Right. My Instagram played around, so okay, I think I've caught up with your questions, by the way.
Oh, really? I've got some.
Should you do low manipulation styles on wet or dry hair?
Should you do low manipulation styles on wet or dry hair? So I think it depends on you. I try to alternate between either. So I think probably, if I'm honest, styling your hair from wet is probably the most ideal because you have less manipulation, okay? But it's still not the only way because sometimes you want to see your length, you want a different look. So I would say in general, styling your hair in wet hair is best for low manipulation, but it doesn't mean that you can't do stretched hairstyles. I typically do blow out my hair, but I caveat that with saying that you need to be very careful on how you blow dry your hair. Yeah, so I think that's it.
Someone is asking, how do they get rid of dandruff and itchy scalp?
Okay.
She says it's made her hair journey challenging.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that can be so frustrating. But I believe that when you have a very, very itchy scalp, it is a sign of inflammation in general. So I'm going to need you to look at your lifestyle. Are there things that are in your lifestyle that could be triggering inflammation, like certain foods, typically processed foods, because they're filled with a lot of trash ingredients that shouldn't be in our body? They can actually cause a cycle of inflammation. Are you deficient in any nutrients? Perhaps you need to take a lot more omega-3 fatty acids in your diet through things like salmon and mackerel, or maybe taking a cod liver oil supplement. Are you stressed? But things you can do practically is, of course, address your lifestyle situation and make sure that your scalp is clean. I would recommend that you use something like this shampoo, because you still want to make sure your scalp is clean. Because sometimes buildup can also cause inflammation on the scalp. So I would say use a gentle shampoo. So this shampoo is very gentle because it doesn't have any sulfates whatsoever. It's got a castile soap base. So if you know anything about castile soap, it's literally made from coconut oil. So it's very gentle. It's gentle enough to cleanse your scalp but not irritate it. Okay, so this is Root Revive, and you could use, if I don't have it, Follicle Fuel Pro Plus. I don't have the Pro Plus version, but Follicle Fuel Pro Plus has a lot of herbs that are very good for also calming an itchy scalp and just making sure that your hair is nourished. So those are the 2 products I would recommend. And then, of course, the lifestyle factors that I mentioned. Sometimes our body tries to tell us things through various different things. Some people might be acne, it could be eczema, it could be gut issues like irritable bowels or whatever it is. And we shouldn't ignore these red flags. We can address with product, but we also need to address our lifestyle as well. So please look into your stress, look into your sleep, look into your diet, and all those good things. And if you haven't already, go and watch, I think it was day 5, which was about alopecia, because I did actually speak about, in general, inflammation and hair loss. And although you may not have any hair loss now, these could be signs that your hair loss is brewing. So yeah, please, yeah.
Someone is asking, is it healthy to wash their hair 3 times a week?
Is it healthy in aspect where will it affect you negatively, your body? No. But is it ideal for our hair type? I would say no, because I think that's just way too much manipulation. I think An ideal would be once a week. I would ask, is there any reason why you're washing your hair 3 times a week? I would think that's a bit excessive. If there's any way for you to get it down to once a week, then that would be great, because it's just a lot of manipulation, which is just not necessary, because the more you're in your hair, the more likely you're going to break it off. So I would say keep it at a minimum to once a week. I've got someone on YouTube. I don't want to ignore my YouTube babes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got permission to speak to my YouTube people. Okay, so Alam says, hi. Quiet, sure, have ingrown hairs after shaving my head. Painful and itchy. Any advice? Okay, with ingrown hairs, you need to exfoliate. That's going to help. So basically, an ingrown hair is basically when you've probably shaved your hair, as you've said, and the hair is trying to grow back, but there's like skin covering the surface. So you need to exfoliate to get, the cell cycle moving to ensure that the hair can actually come out. So yeah, please exfoliate. So Enver Sales says, I'm always too tired to do anything with my hair after washing and conditioning because it's so thick and time consuming. Okay, look, this is me as well. This is why I try to get my wash day and styling process in no less or no more actually than 1 hour. That's always my goal. And the way in which I do that is I make sure that I detangle well thoroughly. But if it takes me more than 10 minutes to detangle my hair, it's a sign that I need a trim. So that's my kind of like trigger or my like way of thinking, okay, have I really had a trim in a while? If it takes you longer than 10 minutes to detangle your hair, it's probably a sign you need to trim. And then the rest of the process goes a lot smoother, because I find that the longest part about any wash day is actually the detangling process. The washing and the conditioning doesn't actually take long. It's just purely breaking your hands through and detangling your hair. So yeah, that would be my advice for that. But it's so worth it, trust me. When you take just 1 hour every 2 weeks just to, show yourself some love, show your hair some love, like there's pleasure in that. So yeah. So Gillian says, I cover my grays with henna. Is there anything to combat the dryness after henna? Or is there another natural substitute for henna? Okay, so with henna, yes, it can be drying because of the protein content. So what I would recommend is that you combat that by making sure you are upping your moisturizing routine. And the way in which you want to do that is by using a great deep conditioner that has humectants. And humectants, as I say, are great because they pull in moisture from the air and into your hair. And this Moisture Miracle deep conditioner has great humectants like glycerin and honey. And it's also packed with things like watermelon oil, avocado oil. These are great oils for the hair, in making sure that not only is it moisturized, but it seals that moisture in. You then want to make sure you go in, I'm dancing all over, with a leave-in conditioner and an oil to seal that goodness. Once you have this kind of combo, your hair will be moisturized. But please do not forget to actually shampoo before you deep condition. Because when you shampoo your hair, you're basically preventing buildup, okay? Because what buildup will do is not allow your hair to be moisturized, okay? So you want to make sure that, especially if you're using henna, shampoo well, do a deep conditioning treatment. And if you're low porosity, do that with a steam deep conditioning cap. That's going to help open up your cuticles and, yeah, allow the product to penetrate a lot better. And then you want to go in with a leave-in and seal with an oil. Can I get it? Oh, so close. With an oil. So I hope that helps. Alam says, Kendricka says, oh, that's a pretty name. How can I help my toddler's hair not be so dry? Okay, so very similar to what I just suggested is to make sure, so if anyone's dealing with dryness, you need to make sure you are actually shampooing your hair, okay? And choosing a shampoo that's actually moisturizing. This shampoo will cleanse your hair, but it will not strip it of its natural oils, okay? And you need to then make sure that you understand your child's porosity. If your child has more high porosity hair, I would recommend, I don't have herbal silk, it's in the shower, I use it today. To use a protein treatment if you are high porosity. I don't have it with me, I actually use it today because I use it quite a bit of heat on my hair, so I try to make sure that I use protein treatments. But what I use is called herbal silk. It's part of the range. It's a strength reviver mask. Or if you're more low porosity, make sure you're doing a deep conditioner and then a leave-in and an oil. So I hope that helps with your toddler's hair. I've got a toddler, and I know they don't stay still, but even if you put this in, if you put a deep conditioner in their hair whilst you like bathe them, that's more than enough time, I find, to then go off, rinse it, and then apply the leave-in. Okay. Okay, Alan says, sorry, I got confused. Thank you. What should I exfoliate with? A scrub. Yes, you can use a scrub. They also have like if you just type in like silicone. Okay, so if you're wondering what the protein treatment was, this is what it looks like. This is Herbal Silk Strength Revival Mask. You can use if you type in silicone exfoliating scrub, like on Amazon, you're gonna find a lot. So yeah, you can just use something to gently exfoliate the dead skin away.
I've got one.
Okay, back to Instagram.
All right, so this one is touchy. Amara says she's had her hair cut since 2016 with her mom since she had cancer. She could not find the heart to grow it back, but since she started watching your videos, she's been encouraged to grow her hair back, and her daughter keeps asking. So what she should do, send us an email, we'll send her some free products.
Yeah. Like stuff like that really touches my heart. So what's her name?
Amara
JP. Yeah. Please, the real Amara, not any fake Amara. Send an email to hello@Mineral and screenshot your username so we know it's really you. Because I know some people. Have a chat with us. We're always trying to help our community. Like, that stuff breaks my heart.
Mocha Princess is asking, are the products good for dermatitis?
Okay, so yes, ultimately, because the products we use are very gentle. So where am I? Where's our shampoo? Okay, so so as I said before, this Root Revive shampoo especially is very gentle, along with the rest of our products. It does not contain any sulfates. Okay, it's got a very gentle moisturizing base, and it's got great herbs. But I always say, especially if you have any pre-existing conditions, do a patch test just to make sure you're not allergic to any ingredient, because sometimes, if you introduce yourself to something new, you just may not know. So our products are dermatitis approved. I'm someone who, or my enemy is someone who suffers with eczema from time to time. I'm still healing from it. I don't know if you guys can see, but just have a little baby patch, because it used to be a lot worse, and I use my products all throughout, and it didn't make it flare or anything, but I still continue to use them. So yes, I've got some on YouTube. Right. Okay, so back to YouTube. Enversel says, thank you. I'm always so confused about knowing whether I need a trim or not. It looks the same no matter how much I trim. Any advice? What do you mean by it looks the same? So do you mean that you think your hair is not growing? But if you, in general, it takes you a long time to detangle your hair. And I mean, you're just there trying to go through your hair, and it's just, it seems impossible. It's probably a sign you need a trim. The rule is 10-minute detangle or trim. That's it. So Sunflower said, do you know any ways to help with scalp psoriasis? Yes, actually. So with scalp psoriasis, that's also something that we have some things in the groundwork, okay, that are more specific about that. But in the meantime, what I would definitely suggest is make sure that your scalp is clean, because sometimes there can be an excess in sebum production, which could also be causing the flare-ups. But I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. In terms of what we can suggest is to look for things that are anti-inflammatory, not only in products, but also in your lifestyle. So I would recommend that you look at your diet. If you just Google anti-inflammatory diet, you're going to see a whole host of foods that is going to help your condition in general, and look for certain triggers. So is it that whenever you eat out, when you eat processed food, do you find that the psoriasis flares a bit more? Or is it when you eat, I don't know, specific foods in general? So have a look at your diet and have a look at stress also. And in terms of products that I would definitely recommend is the Root Revive shampoo, because it definitely helps to make sure that your hair is not stripped of any moisture, but still moisturizes it well. This is a shampoo that you're not afraid to rub your hair in. It's going to make sure that your hair is nourished. It's got a a whole host of herbs that are very nutritious and very great for hair health, and it helps to keep your hair pH balanced and all that good stuff. So yes. And in terms of oils, I would actually recommend the Follicle Fuel Pro Plus version, because then it does have a few herbs that have anti-inflammatory properties. Things like I believe neem and bring raj also have anti-inflammatory properties. So yeah, Follicle Fuel Pro Plus. So that's for anyone who's suffering with scalp psoriasis. Yes, as I said, definitely look at your diet. A lot of the times when we have conditions like psoriasis, like eczema, it's a sign that something's going in our body and we need to address it. And products are great, they're amazing, but we also need to look at our lifestyle as well, so that we can hit it from so many different angles. Yes. Oh, Sandra says, hi, I'm in Guadeloupe, French West Indies. I watch your replay because I'm waiting for the translation to come. Je suis désolée. Mon parler français un petit peu. Yeah, GCSE level French. So I'm sorry. I wish I could speak so many different languages, but here I am. Okay, so Noosa says, I'm so tempted to buy the Tangle Slayer, but I'm afraid of the custom fees to France. Yes, so if you're someone from the EU, that is a great question, actually. Ever since Brexit, England wants to do what it wants to do, right? So we used to be able to ship to the EU custom-free, duty-free, amazing. But now there are fees. But what you can do is go to, there is a link up we have on our website that you can then kind of estimate custom fees, but it's never too crazy. Like if you're ordering, for example, a bottle of Tangle Slayer, that's probably about £19.99. That's probably about 20 something euros. So the fees won't be extortionate on that, but it's also worth double checking. So if you're from the EU, yes, there are fees. It's not, if we could control it, we would make every country import and duty free, because we don't benefit from it whatsoever. It's literally what the government sets, right? So yeah, if you want more information about perhaps a better estimate of what duty fees will be, send us an email at hello@omineralnaturals. That's hello@omineralnaturals. But yeah, the Tangle Slayer, guys, it's viral for a reason, okay? This conditioner will make you fall in love with wash day. Like, you're gonna love it. Read the reviews, honestly. It literally, you will fall in love with wash day. But no, thank you so much for your support all the way from France or Guadeloupe. No? Sorry, France. Well, I'm thinking of the last question. Paprika says, do I recommend scalp scrubs? Yes. So again, I don't have it, but we also sell a scalp massager. We offer a scalp massager on our website too, because scalp massages are great for hair loss in particular, and also encouraging faster hair growth, because what that will do is help, again, increase that blood flow to the scalp, okay? Because a lot of the times when people suffer alopecia or perhaps slow stubborn hair growth, it's because there is kind of restricted blood flow to the scalp, okay? Or the nutrients aren't really getting into the hair follicles. So what that scalp massage will do is encourage that blood flow. And what does the blood carry? It carries nutrients, which are so essential for hair growth. So yeah, I do definitely recommend scalp massages and all that good stuff. So Paprika also asked, what is your recommendation hair care for colored hair? I had colored hair, but it was so drying and I had to cut it off. Yeah, so with colored hair care is the issue with coloring your hair, especially if you're lifting it to a much lighter color, you can, of course, change your porosity and all that stuff, but you can actually maintain colored, healthy hair. But of course, you want to make sure that from the onset, when you're doing the process, try to go to a stylist who knows what they're doing. If you're doing it at home, ensure you're doing it with extreme care. And then you want to make sure that you're using a lot of protein treatments. And I would definitely recommend the Herbal Silk Strength Fiber Mask, because it's got great silk amino acids. And those silk amino acids are actually small enough to penetrate the hair shaft and make it stronger. And you'd probably want to use this in conjunction, the Moisture Miracle Deep Conditioner, because this will also help make your hair very moisturized. And especially with the combo of the leave-in, boom, boom, and the oil, okay? This combo for colored hair, heaven sent, okay? Heaven sent. So with colored hair, I would pretty much treat it like high porosity hair, where you need to do the protein, and you still need to do the moisture, okay? Anything for Instagram?
Yes. Can you please advise on hair masks? Which ones are the best, including for DIY? What ingredients do you look out for?
Okay, so hair masks in general for any specific reason. Maybe they can let us know what porosity they are, because what I would recommend for high porosity is different from what I would recommend to low. But yeah, so I mean, in general, of course, we recommend two that we stock. And in terms of DIY, like these, especially this herbal silk, is basically a DIY in a bottle because it's got so many herbs and it's got also silk amino acids that's going to help you retain moisture and strengthen your hair. A lot of the times people will complain of dry hair. It's not because their hair isn't really getting moisture through using leave-in conditioners or deep or other moisturizing deep conditioners. It's because they don't have enough protein to maintain the intensity of the hair, and so it just doesn't basically accept moisture and it loses it very easily. So in terms of masks, these are the two that I would recommend. If you're more high porosity, this. If you're more low porosity, then definitely this.
What type of brush and what product should you use when detangling your hair while removing protective styles?
Okay, so with protective styles, first of all, I would recommend that you wash your protective styles regularly, because if not, you can get a lot of build up. And when you get build up, you know, the point in which your hair meets the added hair, you can get a lot of build up, and that can cause breakage ultimately. So to prevent that, you need to wash your protective styles regularly. I would say at least every 4 weeks. And then in terms of detangling your hair when you're taking down protective styles, I would recommend that you, first of all, don't even use any detangling tool whatsoever, unless you have a situation which I'm going to go into now after this story. So first of all, when you're taking down any protective style, use oil. Okay, this is going to be the saving grace when it comes to taking down any protective style. You want to saturate your fingers, and that point again, which I mentioned, the point in which your hair meets that added hair, okay, saturate that with oil. That's going to help loosen up all that build up and enable you to gently take it down. Okay, if you have a lot of build up, just be patient with it. Use your fingers, massage it, make sure you're able to do that, and then eventually it will break apart. Okay. And if you are someone who's, you've kept a protective style in for like 6 months, for example, okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but let's say you've kept a protective style in for like 2 months and you haven't washed it once, and it's down to you to take it down, and you're just like, what have I done? I've neglected my hair. There's so much build up, all that stuff. What you're going to want to use is, again, use that oil. But in that instance, I think that's the only instance in which I would recommend that you use a detangling tool, because sometimes the hair can become so matted and so warped around the actual synthetic hair fibers, and it can just almost form like a dreadlock. And in that instance, I would recommend you use the end of a rat tail comb, not to rip it through, but to gently poke through that point of build up, just to poke holes so that you can actually use your fingers to detangle it. I'm going to try and post a video about this a little later, but yeah, you can use a comb, like at the end, the metal end of a rat tail comb, not to run it through, but just to poke through that build up, and gently use your hands to pull hair by hair. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Oh wow, it's 8:36. Where's the time gone?
Wow. Yeah, let's
Okay,
watch for this
we
one.
have 5 minutes left.
Hello, Janet. Thank you for the good you're doing with these products. She used the Tangle Slayer for detangle before a shampoo. It was amazing and saved a lot of time. I love you and I love what you're doing.
What's her name?
PS Tamasta.
Thank you, PS Tamasta. Okay, because again, Tangle Slayer is viral for a reason. It will cut your detangling time in half. It's going to reduce breakage. You like, when you are hooked on this, you're never going to buy like the 300 ml version again. You're going to be with the big dogs. Okay, you're going to run to the 1 liters. But yeah, thank you so much for your kind words. I've got a few on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so Envacell says, I meant that my ends look the same as before I trimmed it by the 3rd day. It has me thinking that maybe I didn't need to trim. I trim when I feel tiny knots on the ends. Okay, so what? Yeah, so you just need to trim your hair as often as when you notice that your hair takes a long time to detangle. So if you feel like you don't need a trim, then that's totally fine. Syllabi says, how do I recommend trimming our hair? Do I have a video on it? Yes, I do. I recommend, of course, you trimming your hair at least every 4 to 6 months, depending on how much you're in your hair. If you are in your hair a lot, you manipulate a lot, then definitely trim your hair more regularly, like every 4 months. But if you're not really in your hair much, you're low manipulation, then every 6 months is just fine. And the way in which I recommend it is you can either go to a stylist, or I do my very bootleg version, and I gather all my hair to the front, and then I kind of put like those elastic hair ties until it reaches the end, and then I'll just trim off any dead pieces. And I'll do the same. I'll section my hair in two, and then I'll take the front part and then kind of like trim. But I do have some videos on that. If you go to my YouTube, I definitely have some routines where I do that. Okay, I know it's best to keep our hands out of our hair daily. In an office environment, what is a suggested style? Okay, so this is actually a great point, because I also used to work in the corporate world as a 9-to-5 babe. My hair has been called crazy, wild, okay? So I understand the pressure of looking, kept in that kind of environment, but I have my strong opinions about the corporate world, but I'll keep them to myself. No, but I would recommend, like, even the style I have now, I think it's still very presentable in the workplace. Like, it's very demure. It's very, like, to me, this is what I would just think of, like a low bun. Like, if someone else, like a Caucasian person, had like a low bun with like a few bangs hanging out, I would think that's perfectly fine. So I basically wash my hair and then I put it in about 6 braids, and then I put it into a bun. I'm forgetting. Okay, this way. Okay, there we go. And my hair is still wet, so you're gonna see that it's still wet. And then I've left 2 pieces out, but I will define these a little bit better. And I will just leave two pieces out just to frame my face. And I think this is perfectly acceptable for work. I need to do more like low manipulation hairstyles on my page. But this basically doubles as 3 hairstyles in one, because what will then happen is, once my hair is fully dry in about 2 days, I'm going to take out the braids, and then I'm going to have like a low puff, like a low pony. And then when it gets to like a week and a half, I feel like my ends are looking a bit like it's not looking as defined. I'm then going to put it in a bun. So it kind of serves as 3 hairstyles in one. So this is one hairstyle. Then I'm going to release the braids. That's another hairstyle. Then I'm going to put it in a bun. That's another hairstyle. So there's that. Go ahead.
Says, what does Ominira mean?
That is a great question. What does Ominira? So
Ominira.
We actually have. Oh, is that a picture of me? Sorry, I'm trying to hide a picture of myself. I was like 15 kg heavier. So Ominira is actually a Yoruba word. Okay, so if you don't know about me, I'm actually Nigerian. So I was born in the UK, but I'm a first-generation migrant from Nigeria. My parents were born and bred in Nigeria. We are from Ibadan. Okay, so represent IB babes. But yeah, they moved here and they had myself and my 2 older brothers. So yeah, it is a Yoruba word and it means freedom. Freedom. So honestly, I'm not fluent in Yoruba in any way, but I truly believe the name of our brand was a God-given, because I'm not fluent in Yoruba. So how did we come up with this name, right? I don't know. So for me, it was more so like, when the name came about, I wanted people to have the freedom to be able to wear their hair and feel confident in it. So that's where Ominira came from. Ominira. Am I saying that right? Ominira. That's the true pronunciation. Wow. Ominira.
Great. Olori says she's low porosity and she does a pre-poo with a gloss. Should she stop because of her porosity?
With a gloss? What do you mean by gloss? Like lip gloss? Like, or just the hair? I'm a bit confused.
Says pre-poo with a gloss.
If she can give us more information, or we might need to catch her tomorrow. Yeah. Because it's 8:42, so we're going to take maybe one more from Instagram. Do we have any questions on TikTok? Okay, we've got a question on TikTok. It says, if I make like 4 braids every wash day, how much do I need to refresh them in a week? Okay, so if you put your hair in 4 braids and then you let your hair dry for like 3 days, all you would really need to do is apply a little bit of oil every 3-ish days. Especially if you're using these kinds of products, like, you're investing in quality, right? So your hair is going to be moisturized 4 weeks, genuinely. Like, I can get away with 2 weeks worth of moisture. Once I deep condition, okay, and I put this leave-in and this oil, moisture for 2 weeks, guaranteed. So let's take one from Instagram, then one from YouTube, and then we're gonna have to sign off.
All right, last one from Instagram. How are you able to use the Rev Air in the UK? It says it's incompatible.
We're gonna have to take another question because that question I've answered a lot, but I'll answer it very quickly. So I got my Rev Air in 2019, and that's when Rev Air used to be in the UK. So I have the old version, like 5 years old. That's why I'm able to use it.
All right, someone's asking the following question: is there a sale?
Someone asks, is there a sale? Guys, is there a sale?
The sale is ending.
The sale is about to end. So yeah, we have a sale on right now, and it's going to end in less than 24 hours, okay? Because we struggled to fulfill the current orders based on demand. So yes, the sale is ending tomorrow, okay? The clock is ticking, and it has been ticking, okay? So if you're someone who misses the sale, Omo, I don't know. I just don't know.
You're about coming out.
Sorry. I mean, that means like baby, like I don't know. Oh, sorry. YouTube, one more question. What are we doing? Okay, I trim. When I put a comb through blow-dried hair and the comb doesn't go through smoothly, I hear a crinkle, and that's where I cut off. Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused by that question, Paprika. I trim, and when I put a comb through blown out hair and the comb doesn't go through smoothly, I hear a crinkle, and that's where I cut off. Yes. Yeah, that sounds perfectly fine. But if you're putting a comb through blown out hair, I would recommend that you finger detangle first before you put a comb through. And then, of course, start at the ends, hold onto your hair, and gently work your way through. If at any point you feel a snag, pause, finger detangle, and continue. Oh, how about I answer that? Okay. Oh wow, this is Obiajulu. Oh, okay, Obiajulu. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry if I butchered it. I started my natural hair journey in July 2023. Thanks to your tips on YouTube. Hoping to buy a product soon. I also really love to revive my curls because my hands aches from self-styling. Love from Manchester. Wow, I can't even speak. Love from Manchester, and hello, my Nigerian sis. Hugs. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, that wasn't really a question, so I want to just read the next one. So Syllabi says, any suggestions for maintenance if you want to wear our hair out for like an hour, 5 days per week? Okay, so how to maintain your hair if you just want to wear it out for like an hour. Okay, so I would recommend that you do a style like this where you do a braid out from wet hair. Give yourself 2 to 3 days just for it to dry fully. And once it's dried, you can then release it and then have your hair out for an hour. And then you can put it back into a bun or some bantu knots to maintain the stretchiness, and then repeat. But don't forget to use a little bit of oil in case your hair does feel a little bit dry. So with that, we're going to have to wrap it up because it's 8:46. One more question.
If you're pregnant, are these products safe to use, especially the ones that contain fenugreek?
Yes, so I use them throughout my pregnancies. They are fine. I know some people have maybe reservations on fenugreek, but I mean, I've personally not had any issues. But if you're someone who's conscious of it, then definitely speak to your doctor, and because that's very important to make sure that you and baby are healthy. But yeah, I personally used it. I've had no issues, but with fenugreek, I know some people are a bit weary about that, but it is safe. But definitely check with your doctor because I want to make sure that you and baby are safe.
Someone asked, does this have jojoba oil in it?
So the product that has jojoba oil that we stock is follicle fuel. And jojoba oil is a very great oil because it's very similar to the natural sebum that comes from our scalp. So that's what follicle fuel has, one of the ingredients. So is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been given sign off. Okay, so it's been another great day chatting with you guys. Again, we are so passionate at Mineral Naturals. You guys can't see my top actually properly, but it says Mineral on YouTube. They can't see it. Yeah, we are honestly so encouraged by your support, and we really appreciate you. We're so passionate about giving you the knowledge to grow out stronger, long and healthy hair. We don't want to just offer you great products. We want you to be empowered from your mind to actually look after your hair, because we understand that natural hair in general hasn't been given enough attention in the industry in terms of people knowing how to look after it. So we really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening on a Friday night to just chat with us, learn and grow. So thank you so much for watching, and do not forget that the sale ends in less than 24 hours. So run, do not walk. This is not a drill, okay? The sale ends, and when it's done, okay? Because I'm gonna get a lot of DMs saying, I didn't get a chance to, make a sale. We've been open for, I think, a week now, 8 days. We've been open for 8 days. So yes, thank you so much for your support though, nevertheless. Thank you. And I'll catch you tomorrow, same time, tomorrow, 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. EST, 12 p.m. PST. And don't forget to shop at omiduraNaturals.com. The code is Romeo Echo Victor Oscar 25. Okay, not zero. Romeo Echo Victor Oscar 25. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Q&A. If your question wasn't answered, come back tomorrow. I'm gonna give you guys another 45 minutes to chat with me. So yes, thank you so much. Take care.
Bye guys.
Bye.